We had psychic moments.
Aren't you afraid that you're gonna pick someone and then down the road be like, wow, I did pick the wrong one?
Psychological breakdowns.
You put a ring on Melissa's finger, you told Melissa you loved her and wanted to spend the rest of your life with her.
And the biggest, baddest Bachelor ending of all time.
The most shocking ending in Bachelor history.
This is your The Bachelor Greatest Seasons Ever, Season 1, Episode 8 recap. Grab your glasses. It's time for Roses and Rosé. Hi, everybody. It's me, Lauren Zima. Oh, everybody, we had Jason Mesnick's season of The Bachelor on the Greatest Seasons Ever recap, review, highlight, Cliff's Notes show this week.
The Bachelor, the greatest seasons ever.
And I felt I had to go a little dark, go a little mysterious, because Jason Mesnick's season was Jason messed up.
Becoming the most hated man in America.
Yes, Mesnick messed up, and it became known as a Mesnick in the Bachelor world.
That it coins the expression, the Mesnick. Jason sobs over a balcony. It's what we call the Mesnick. Iconic moment that has a name. It's a Mesnick.
If you don't know, spoiler alert, Jason Mesnick infamously proposed to one woman only to dump her and then propose to his runner-up, and they are still together. And it all happened on the After the Final Rose. So we're gonna talk about it all, but keep this in mind. On this episode, Chris Harrison actually dubbed it the most dramatic finale of all time.
The most dramatic and explosive finale in Bachelor history.
He said it unequivocally.
The most shocking ending
He said it definitively.
with the most shocking journey to find love we'd ever seen.
He dubbed it thus. And you don't hear him do that very often, you know? He might say it could be the most dramatic.
Dare I say, most dramatic finales ever.
Or it's one of the most dramatic. But to actually give it the title,
The most shocking ending
give it the moniker,
in the most dramatic and explosive finale.
knight it thusly? Wild, absolutely wild, you guys. So we're in for a doozy, and I've brought in my new favorite rosé today, the Palm by Whispering Angel. It's not a new rosé. Oh, that was a ghost. That was a ghost, wasn't it? We're starting Jason Mesnick's season. I'm gonna get into it, you guys, but you're gonna see. It's very weird. That ghost just knocked that cap out of my hand. She wants me to drink. You want me to drink? I want me to drink too. At least we're on the same page. Now, in the beginning, Jason was this great guy, right? A single dad, living in Seattle. Basically, the plot line to Tom Hanks is Sleepless in Seattle.
This is really fun and helpful.
And everybody loves Tom Hanks. So everybody loved Jason. So we're starting off on night one, and don't drink every time one of the women says she's obsessed with Jason.
I'm coming for you, Jason.
He's so cute. I can't wait to give him a big hug and kiss.
How handsome.
No. Should I go change into the wedding dress that I brought?
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Jason's really hot.
I'm obsessed with Jason. I think he's the hottest thing ever. I want him to live in my body. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't drink every time Chris Harrison got ominous this episode. He's like, night one went great.
Jason's off to a great start.
So how did it all go so wrong?
Spiral out of control.
We'll find out after the break. We're not taking a break. Chris Harrison was taking a break. Do you see what I'm saying? It's been a little weird to recap and review show, but we're doing it because 2020, you know? You gotta take what you can get. That's what this year's about. But soon we will get the new Bachelorette. At least two, as far as I know. Claire and Tayshia. I can't wait! Oh. We're just gonna do one season of Roses and Rosé. It's just gonna be me in it the whole time. I'm the only host. Here we go. But you know, while things are getting dark and scary, and we're having to be wary, is it weary or wary when you're being kind of trepidatious? Is it weary or wary? Which one's tired? Wary is if you're being careful, or is it you're weary? I'm feeling weary. Somebody's got to look this up.
Weary is feeling or showing tiredness.
I hear you, Chrisanne, but I think it's actually wary is where you're
Weary.
just looking out, where you're cautious.
No, JC, I think it's weary.
No.
I'm weary of this conversation.
Is weary or wary?
Wary.
Now we know that Jason's season is going to be all about those final two women, Molly and Melissa. But I do want to have a little fun first with a woman named Shannon.
Jason, you have beautiful tea.
So Shannon knows a lot about Jason. She did her research.
I've been looking at your MySpace page. I'm totally not a stalker.
Don't drink for everything she knew about Jason.
You just had a birthday on July 5th.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
I don't even know my
I've done
birthday that well.
homework. And your younger brother, Larry, is he dating a Shannon? You have an older brother.
Okay.
Okay, and he's married, and he has a kid named Jackson.
And I do like what Jason said about everything Shannon knew about him. He summarized it best saying, and I quote, "It's flattering, it's weird, it makes me uncomfortable, it makes me happy."
It's flattering, it's weird, it makes me uncomfortable, it makes me happy. It's just different.
It's different. Put it in the vows. Oh, wait, no, actually put this in the vows. Shannon told Jason, "I'm not letting you let me go. You can't, I'm not."
I'm not letting you let me go. I'm not letting you let me go. You can't.
Yikes. Did you guys watch Sex and the City? Do you remember when Carrie was trying to get Aiden back with her? She was like, "You have to forgive me.
You 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 have to forgive me, Aiden.
You have to forgive me, Aiden.
You have to forgive me.
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 I hope that you can forgive me.
You have to forgive me."
You have to forgive me.
And then. But then when she wants to go kiss him, she starts crying and picking her nose.
I'm picking my nose.
She's got this napkin and she's like,
I'm picking my, you know what this means. I'm picking my nose.
and then it gets on her tongue. She's like, anyway, do you want to make out? So Jason rejected the kiss.
When I went to kiss Jason, I feel like he kind of rejected my kiss.
And I certainly don't blame him, do you?
And he kept telling me that I had a napkin on my face.
I don't know if we've ever washed that blanket. And another unequivocal. Chris Harrison calls that the most awkward moment in show history.
I think that might be the most awkward moment in Bachelor history.
Just handing out titles here and there and everywhere.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. What will Claysha's season be? The most dramatic of all time? Let me know in the comments below. And there is one other woman we need to spotlight, and it's not because of what she'd researched, it's because of what she predicted. Yes, we have to take a moment for Naomi's hometowns.
I have a very interesting family.
So Naomi, she might deserve another unequivocal. Was this the most insane hometown ever?
Older, maybe we're from the future.
And I really should say it's Naomi's mom who does the predicting. I don't know if she's some kind of soothsayer.
The one with the hula hoop.
A psychic, a spiritual guide. But this, you guys, is when the story of the single dad from Seattle gets a little psychological. Naomi's mom tells Jason she believes in reincarnation.
Reincarnation is a big, passionate topic of mine. How do you feel about that, like past lifetimes?
And I don't think that's that weird. I can get behind a past life. I'm not sure I think our soul dies. It continues to live on in my mind. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And then she tells him they were in the same soul family.
I feel like we're in the same soul family.
And I don't really know what that means. Like, were they in a family in a past life?
That's really interesting.
And what is a soul family? Let me know in the comments below. And then she says Jason was a mom in a past life?
He had at least one lifetime as a mom.
Did you think that was too much? Let me know in the comments below. Honestly, truly, deep into my soul-y. I could put up with any of that. What took it over the edge for me was the bird murder. And I'm not joking.
And all of a sudden, I see something white fluttering towards me, and the first thought I think of is dove.
Things take a criminal turn. They get weird. Now we're in the land of unsolved mysteries.
Feathers going everywhere. I'm like, oh,
You killed a dove?
This home in this hometown contains a recently deceased bird.
Right now, it's in the refrigerator in the back.
So Naomi's mom starts telling the story about how she maybe or maybe not hit a bird with her car.
And all of a sudden, I see something white fluttering towards me, and dove, and it's crashed right into the.
And they're like, did you kill the bird?
Oh,
You killed a dove?
She's like, no. The bird took its own life.
No, it killed itself. I'm like,
What? And is the bird going to be reincarnated? Does she think the spirit of the bird is in Jason? Why are we talking about the bird?
Please, God, kill me now.
She still has the carcass of the dove in her refrigerator. And we learned that because a small child ran out carrying it.
oh, you know me.
Yes, a tiny young boy ran forth into the yard with a dead bird in a bag.
I feel its head.
It was weird.
Smells a little like chicken.
And then Naomi's mom wants to bury it, yes.
We're about to have a burial for a dove.
At this point, I wondered if she was covering up some kind of crime. She had her family help her conceal the bird body. They buried it in the yard and asked Jason to give the eulogy.
We thought that, Jason, you might have the honors of helping us bury it and saying the eulogy for Rosie.
Please, God, kill me now.
Jason sent Naomi home after that.
Sorry, dead bird.
It's getting weird. I don't know how else to ask this. What did you guys think of the bird suicide? Let me know in the comments below. I don't know, you guys, it was so, I'm not trying to judge. Be spiritual, be one with the earth. I just didn't know why this woman was keeping the bird body in her refrigerator. If you killed it, just bury it that day, I think, you know? Certainly doesn't feel sanitary. Alrighty then. So that's the first sign of something afoot. Our soothsayer bird murderer lady. But we've got to get down to the nitty-gritty. So then we see Jillian and Jason's love story. And honestly, it was beautiful. They were into each other, but ultimately it didn't work out. And so I just kind of want to fast forward. Because Jillian would ultimately end up being the Bachelorette, and also we're going to catch up with her today, and here she is.
It's been a long time.
And interestingly, we did ask Jillian about Claire.
You're about to add another sister to the group, and that is Claire.
But Jillian says she thinks that Bachelorette Claire will be incredible and mature.
Claire is going to be incredible. I think that she is beautiful. I think she's smart. I think she's well-spoken. I think she's mature.
What is going to happen? What do you guys think happened with Claire? Let me know in the comments below. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I only wanted to talk about Jillian so we can talk about Claire. I'm just being honest, you know? We want to talk about what we want to talk about. We've been through enough this year. We're ready for our new season. So now we get to the really intense relationships. Jason and Molly and Melissa. M&M. But not the chocolate kind. I wish I had an M&M right now. I love M&Ms, specifically peanut M&Ms. They're really the best. You get salty and sweet, and you get kind of a good crunch, and they're also quite filling. My absolute favorite candy. What's your favorite candy? If Peanut M&Ms would like to send me some. So M number 1, Melissa fell in love with Jason.
I have absolutely fallen in love with you.
And M number 2, Molly fell in love with Jason.
I really think I'm falling in love with you.
Molly even dubbed him the love of her life.
The love of my life. Oh my gosh, really?
And again, it's eerie. Where I grew up, it was kind of in the woods, and we didn't really have neighbors, and we would get kind of scared at night. It was pretty dark, and my mom, instead of trying to comfort us, would just go ooh, and try to scare us more. That's why I became funny. I had to try to protect my psyche. So Molly dubs him the love of her life.
The love of my life.
And spoiler alert! What we know is that Jason would end up proposing to Melissa, dumping Melissa, and then returning to Molly, and they are together now. So she was right! Psychic predictions, soothsaying, knowing the future. Because then she gets even more psychic. Over dinner, she asks Jason if he's at all worried he might pick the wrong person.
Aren't you afraid that you're gonna pick someone and then down the road be like, wow, I did pick the wrong one. I should have picked that other person.
I don't know what Molly's doing for a living now, but I think start one of those psychic hotlines, you know? Like Miss Cleo back in the day. Get that going, Molly. Open up a practice. The future's uncertain, people want to know. They need some security and they want to know what's going to happen. And I think you have that gift. So we're at the proposals, and Jason is looking at Molly, but he's also looking like he's going to throw up. It's all so ominous.
Before you say anything.
And it's happening, and the dumping of Molly is rather savage, if you ask me. What did you think of the way that Jason broke up with Molly? He tells her, "You have me."
Every time you look at me with those eyes, you have me.
But I gotta let you go.
I don't know how I could ever let you go, but I have to.
What? Molly's confused, and she's the psychic. Where's Naomi's mom when we need her? Were you confused? At this point, I was like, hey, nice single dad, I hate you now.
That's good. You'll have a lot to tell Oprah.
But once again, our clairvoyant Molly says, you've made a mistake.
I just think you're making a huge mistake.
And she's correct. I don't know what's happening with Jason. His face was so unreadable to me as he was putting Molly into the limo. What did you think was going through Jason's mind at that point? Because he kind of looked like, again, he was gonna barf or burst or break down. Oh, and then he did, yes. Jason returns inside and he just gut punches himself with that balcony and he is crying and he is mesnicking. If only we'd known then what it would become now.
The Mesnick.
But he couldn't. He didn't know what he really wanted, and so he proposed to Melissa. But now, things are really getting scary. The wind is whipping through the air. The lightning and thunder are echoing across the plains. There's a dark figure heading towards us. The lights are dimming. The after the final rose is happening!
Have a seat.
So it's the after the final rose. But what's interesting here, we don't have an audience. No, I actually asked Chris Harrison about this. Why didn't we have an audience for Jason's After the Final Rose when the producers must have known he intended to break up with his fiancée Melissa and try to get back with his runner-up Molly? And he said, you know, they just made the decision to be like sensitive and to make it more dramatic, and so here we are, no audience. What did you guys think of it? It was kind of weird. I sort of wanted the reactions. Very 2020, no crowd, you know? Pipe in some reaction noise. Like add in a couple reaction faces.
It's been a crazy time. Things have been different. We're not right for each other.
Jason basically tells Chris Harrison, you know, I'm not feeling it with Melissa anymore.
And the chemistry has been completely different.
We tried.
I'm doing all I can to make this work with Melissa, but I can't control how I'm feeling.
We were hanging out in New Zealand.
I mean, we spent some time afterwards in New Zealand together.
It is not working for me.
I've tried, but I can't.
Okay. And when he tells Melissa this, she says, so things get hard and you're not even trying?
The second you start having doubts, I'm just gonna pull away. Whoa, things are different and I don't even wanna try.
And I agreed with Melissa. What did you think? I mean, Jason's throwing all this at her on TV. She apparently had no idea he was going to break up with her and tell her that he had feelings for Molly.
What did I do?
You didn't do anything.
No, something happened.
So we've had our psychic moments, and now we're going to have our psychological breakdowns. By that, I mean, Melissa starts referring to herself in the third person.
Because you chose Melissa.
She's like, so did you even try with Melissa? Were you even doing your best with Melissa?
But you don't want to fight for Melissa.
Did you even have feelings for Melissa?
You put a ring on Melissa's finger.
Did you really love Melissa?
You told Melissa you loved her.
So now you're just gonna do this to Melissa?
But you don't want to fight to see if that can work.
Now you're just gonna throw Melissa away? It's like, Melissa, you are you. Now Molly's gonna come out. And Jason is telling Molly he loves her.
I haven't been able to stop thinking about you.
And this time I was confused by Molly's face. I don't know if she was just processing this information, but she wasn't really having an emotional reaction. She's like, what? I'm confused.
I mean, I'm very confused.
We can see where things go?
You know, I think we can see where things go.
If you were Molly, what would you have done with this information from Jason? Let me know in the comments below. She does say her feelings didn't go away.
My feelings never went away.
And then she gives kind of a...
That's all I'm asking.
Oh, but now things are escalating quickly. She's smiling. And they're kissing. And Jason tells her that he will never stop loving her forever.
I am falling in love with you still, and it will never stop.
Felt like you should have been a little more gun shy with that phrasing, if I'm being honest. I mean, you just broke up with your fiance for another woman, and now you're like, it's forever.
And it will never stop.
But you know what? Forget me, because things are really escalating. Now we're... Oh. Should we answer? Can you see who this is? Hi, Chris Harrison.
Hi.
I'm filming Roses and Rosé. What are you working on?
The Bachelorette.
Oh, right. Okay, bye. But forget what I'm saying, because cut to the wedding.
From the moment that I met you, you gave me butterflies.
Yes, the two of them got married on TV back when the Bachelor franchise still did televised weddings. And you know, I guess I should just shut up with any criticism of what Jason did or what he had to say or how he did it, because they are married and they're happy. I mean, it's raining, the sky is crying, the music is swelling, the romance is in the air, and I miss weddings. So many weddings were put on hold this year. In Bachelor Nation alone, we were supposed to go to 3 weddings this year. JoJo and Jordan, Kevin and Astrid, and Raven and Adam. And I was excited to attend them all. Do you miss weddings? I want to be in the presence of, you know, the toasts and the dancing and the cake, especially. Ultimately, what did you think of Jason Mesnick's season of The Bachelor? It was unprecedented at its time, though not for Molly because she predicted it.
I just think you're making a huge mistake.
And even though we can't predict what will happen with the highly anticipated upcoming season of The Bachelorette, we do know what we're getting next week on the greatest seasons ever. Nick Viall! Nobody could have predicted that Nick was going to be The Bachelor after 2 seasons on The Bachelorette and a season on Bachelor in Paradise. I'm on Cameo, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, and I love you all so much. Thank you for watching Roses and Rosé. Bye!